praise. Higher, higher, the living creator. Yeah, like, share and subscribe. The bell as well. Looking right. This is gonna be a quick lesson. I'm always in a rush, but I need to make sure I feed the people. Let me first praise higher, the living creator. He is the one who gave us the gift of life. Yeah, yeah. So thank him every day. We praise. Welcome people to King Dawid's ministry. Again, that's really quick. Show for blessed. To the living creator, higher, higher. Thank him for the gift of life. Praise the living creator forever and ever. Soon we're going to be set free a second time. We're prisoners of war. Rest in peace, Cohen Wally, Chris Cabral, Jordan Neely, Sonja Massey, Robert Brooks, Ariana Jones, Ariana Young, died in suspicious circumstances. We pray for justice to be brought to our people, man. You understand? I'm going to blow the show to higher, higher. This is for the widow, the needy, the outcast, the stranger, the homeless, those suffering injustices. I don't care what good you are, man. If you've got a decent heart, man, you're welcome to my ministry. I'm the anointed one, King Dawid, the one who the Most High chose. And I've got a certain task to do, man. You understand? So I'm feeding you for free, being obedient to the living creator. Let's go. Praise Higher. Please go watch the recap and the introduction if you haven't already. To know that higher exists. Exodus chapter 20 verse 2, Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 6, not to entertain that there is any power creator but the eternal. Exodus chapter 20 verse 3, not to blaspheme. Exodus 22 verse 27, the penalty for which is death. Leviticus 24 verse 16, to hallow higher's name. Higher, I am that I am. H1961, Strong's Concordance, man. Exodus chapter 3 verse 14, this is his name, I am, and this is his name forever, in verse 15. Not to profane higher's name, Leviticus 22:32. To know that higher is one, a complete unity, Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 4. To love higher, Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 5. To fear him reverently, Deuteronomy 6 verse 13, Deuteronomy 10 verse 20. Not to put the word of higher to the test, Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 16. To imitate his good and upright ways, Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 9. Now we're going to read Psalms 19 verse 8, to show you how it's important to keep the law. The law of higher is perfect, refreshing the soul. The decree of higher is trustworthy, giving wisdom to the simple. The precepts of higher are right, rejoicing the heart. The command of higher is clear, enlightening the eye. The fear of higher is pure, enduring forever. The audiences of higher are true, all of them just. They are more precious than gold, than a heap of purest gold, sweeter also than syrup or honey from the comb. So yeah, follow the law, living creator, people, man. Praise higher for the law and our historical document, man. Okay, next, I'll read this first quickly today. I'm going to do it other way around. So we're in this book here, Flat Earth Conspiracy by Eric de Bob. It's no conspiracy. Trying to do this in one part because I'm in a rush. Why is there not a part? It's his part. Discoveries and excavations seem not be made by disinterested people such as farmers. I read that part already. Whatever the destination, these establishment-funded archaeologists and paleontologists set, it seemed that they found incredible numbers of fossils in tiny areas. And one of the largest dinosaur excavation sites, called the Ruth Mason Quarry, over 2,000 fossils were allegedly discovered. Casts and original skeletons assembled from these bones are currently on display in over 60 museums worldwide. I can't pronounce that. I'm dyslexic, autistic, and ADHD. I just hover it over, and if you can read it for me. And the other word as well. head of the paleontology at La Plata Museum, is amazingly responsible for 6,000 fossils, species supposedly discovered throughout his career, all in Argentina. Dinosaur hunters Earl Douglas sent 350 tons of excavated dinosaur bones to the... And then there's that one, I can't pronounce that either. If you could pronounce it for me, please. Museum of Natural History. Throughout his career, all coming from the Dinosaur National Monument in Utah or Judah. Webster's 1828 dictionary definition of what an American is: a tropical tribe founded by the Europeans, man. During an expedition to Patagonia, Dr. I can't pronounce that name, and Dr. Lowell. So basically, just people part secret societies, man. You have to have a special license and that. Understand that? It's lying. It's more like dinosaur bones, man. Sorry, dragon bones. Dignus supposedly discovered thousands of dinosaur eggs at a site of only a few hundred square yards. Many experts have mentioned how such finds of huge quantities of fossils in one area by just a few highly invested individuals go against the laws of natural probability. The lends credence to the likelihood of forgeries or concentrated planting efforts. So it's just all set up, man. Okay. Yeah, it's just Freemasons, lodges. There's a the Illuminati in the lodges, Freemason lodges, man. The worship of Lucifer the Sun, the Illuminated one. Lied to on many levels, people. We are prisoners of war. We want restitution, green screen and CGI, man. Just like in the movies. That's why I call them actonauts. Next book, we have this book here. This is just the history of Scotland. Just continue reading a little bit of this. Okay, the history of Scotland by who is it now? David Ross. Just continue reading down. Any that stand out, I'll show you our family history. So, ironing clergy and makes the Pictish Church conform to Roman practice, man. So our ways, yeah, the Pictish Church to conform to Roman ways. Marking off the note, adding to our document, man. The New Testament in our law says you should not add or take away, but it was added to and taken away. It says that was in King. It was him, King. Actually, you can see properly. It's making it worse. Anyway, it's Nech ton of the Picts expels the Iona clergy and makes the Pictish Church conform to Roman practice. You can see, going away from the living Creator. 711, Scots defeat Britons at Loch Ardlet. So it's family on family, it would seem. 721, a Pictish bishop attends a gathering in Rome. Going over to get all the downloads of what you need to do, man. You understand? To corrupt the people. Going over to Rome. 728, a civil war among the Picts and as Applin, Durst and Oengus contended for the kingship. And then 731, King Oengus takes the Pictish throne and over lordship of the Scots. The Venerable Bede's history of the English Church provides valuable information on Scotland. So you can see the steady decline of our people. The reputed date of the battle between the Picts and the Northumbrians still commemorated at I can't pronounce that. If you could pronounce that for me, if you can read it. Right. So that's our history, and then later on we fought for the Jacobite causes. You understand? It's really dark, man. Open the curtains a bit. Next book. This for the Barbarian book here. Goth, the Franks and the Vandals, the ones who are in power at the moment. Esau's ruling in darkness, the ones that are the elite. Despite a powerful Roman defensive system and a well-equipped fleet, these shores provided vulnerable, and Germans were being settled in eastern Britain in the early 5th century. The great influx of Germanic settlers was not to start, however, until after 450. Remember, times and laws have changed with 3 major chronological time shifts. We used to follow the Hebrew calendar, then Rome had a go, they followed the Julian calendar, then they changed it to the Gregorian calendar because the barbarians took over, changed times and laws. The Book of Maccabees was taken up by the Catholic Church, has valuable information. It mentions historical figures such as Antiochus Epiphanes and Alexander the Great as well, man. Gives more information on our family history. The Bible is a historical document. Remember, JC is not mentioned in Chronicles. He wasn't anointed according to our law. He is morning star Lucifer. The great influence. Thus, by the end of the 5th century, all of what had been the western provinces of the empire were dominated by Germanic warlords and their followers. Almost all of these barbarian powers, however, were to prove transient. Only the Franks indeed succeeded in settling up a political power which survived the final dissolution of Rome. Rome never went away properly. They're still ruling the darkness. Rome administration and latter supplanted it, yet through formidable enough in the 3rd and 4th centuries, the small bands of Frankish raiders and the settlers who crossed the Rhine into the final decades of the Western Empire seemed to no one the likely successor to the Roman in these lands. So the barbarians grouped together took over the Romans, man. Okay. Rome introduced us to the New Testament. This book here, Jacobite Gleanings from State Manuscripts, a short sketch of the Jacobites, the transportation, 1745 by James Beth Forbes, page 57. These were all to sail from Liverpool for America. Okay, we went to work on plantations. We're not from Africa. Okay, of the 148 from Charles Lee, 135 were lot men, 8 against whom no bills were drawn and who drew no lots, and 5 against whom indictments were found, but who were ill at the time of the trials. While the large ships were which sailed from Liverpool to plantations, with which these prisoners and others from Lancaster, Chester, Lincoln, and all 430 were taken them on board. Okay, went to work on plantations, man. We're not from Africa. My brothers and sisters in the Americas got seized on the land, man. Webster's 1828 dictionary definition of what an American is: a copper-colored tribe founded by the Europeans. Please go to Israel's Elect King David Ministry Facebook here for the free truth pack of my testimony. It's truth in a nutshell. They tampered with my devices. I've got recorded evidence of this. I'm a prisoner of war. They broke the Third Geneva Convention laws. Go to Ministry of Justice YouTube. Go to Zedekiah King David Ministry YouTube. Go to Isaiah David Sweet Singer of Israel Facebook. King 85 David Chosen YouTube. Isaiah David 45 TikTok, man. Okay, learn for free. People take a pen and paper and learn for free, man. Memoirs of the Secret Service of John McKay. Don't forget Dumb Verses 1452. If I don't get a chance to do the Papa Ball, that puts into perpetual servitude. Saracen is Negro. Okay. And the Third Geneva Convention laws, they break these. They should be applied to us because we are prisoners of war under Dumb Verses 1452. They use the Admiralty law to steal our lands and states. Okay, people. Don't forget these things, man. Marcus of Tweeddale. He's described by the spy as a short, brown man. They whitewashed our images, man. Sorry it's quick today, people. Just wanted to be obedient and feed you. So the inflow of Negroes into Italy, which had taken place under the Romans and the Moors, continued into the 17th century. The slavery of white and blacks extended from Constantinople to Rome. The Venetians and the Genoese, great slave traders, brought Negroes in number to Italy, where they were used as soldiers, slaves, wrestlers, divers, swimming masters, musicians, jailers, hatchmen, executioners, pages, and pets for noble ladies. 3 of the latter were, don't forget these sports and human zoos as well. Latter were, I can't pronounce that, if you could pronounce it for me, please. Isabella, you know that name, of Martinia, and Queen Isabella of Aragon. Remember, expulsion of the Jews, 1496. Massacre of the Jews, 1391. The latter rose her agent in Venice, asking him to send in her a Negro blacker in colour than the previous one. Unmixed Negroes were generally preferred in the court and households of the rich to those with a white strain. Mad, isn't it, man? White strain. No, man, we're all Negro. The whole world's a Negro, yeah. There's different variations of Negro, man. I just wanted to show you how we were treated and that, like, and how there were Negroes in Italy even before. We got seized on our lands, remember? The nobles and sovereigns of Italy and France and Poland and that, man, they were Negro, man. It was a takeover. Coats of arms. Central Europe. Okay, people, Central Europe. Central Europe again. We want our lands and states back. We want restitution. That's why the police brutality is so high. We were sent to work on colonies, plantations. This book here, they came for Columbus, African presence in ancient America, but dodged the hijack by Ivan Van Sertima. All these Olmec heads are found all over the Americas, okay? Because Christopher Columbus, yeah, was met a people there. He saw people there, man. No, the Olmecs, the Incas, the Mayans, the Aztecs. That was you. Understand? Me and my people, man. Love, peace, save lives, man. Understand? Where are we now? I think is everything done, people. Yeah, that's everything, man. The Bible is a historical document of the people, my people. Yeah, the Afro-Asiatics. We are the children of Israel. Thank you so much for standing along with me, man. Love, peace, save lives, man. Nation knows a colour line. I've got a scholarly back to ministry. Never taking donations. I'm here to feed you for free, man. All right, people. Dum versus 1452, KESQ Act 1666, man. ECHR, European Convention on Human Rights. Any breach of your human rights, you can take your issue to the ECHR. The wicked jab, that's a breach. How many people did that kill, man? Just the 5G towers gone up and it was causes cancer and amputees, man. Blood clots and that, man. You understand? Article 8, right to a private and family life. Everyone has a right to express their faith. Understand? Even the prisoners of war, man, even the Israelites, me and my people, the Israelites, yeah, we have a right. We don't have to be forced into your ways, man. Understand? Blessings to the common people out there, man. Blessings to the remnant in High's name as well. Then you got the Jacobite, some other Jacobite ships. You got the Feast of Trumpets, sundown, 14th of September. Day of Atonement, yeah, 23rd of September. Okay, sundown, 24 hours of fasting, and then you got the next new moon is the 17th of July. Okay, and the 18th or the 18th, 17th or 18th. My family got sent on Jacobite ships to work on plantations. That's why I say we want restitution. They use the KESQ Act 1666. Yeah, we were getting sent out from ports in Liverpool to work on in the plantations in the Americas, man. Till next time, from King Dawi. Thank you for staying along with me. Shalom and peace.